Race Down Podcast. I'm Jonah.
And I'm TNT Don. I'm Mike the Explosive One. Let's crack into another one.
TNT.
Yo.
I hear you got something for me today.
I do, man. It turns out is that China is positioning to a new weapon that could potentially blow Starlink satellites out of the sky if there were a war to break out in Taiwan.
Damn.
So China touts a new AI-powered disruption technique that would mimic hunting whales to seek and destroy SpaceX satellites in wartime.
Why are they targeting Elon, man? I thought they was homies. They did some Tesla stuff over there.
Why would they target Elon, Jonas? Think about it.
Insurance money?
All right, so China's bold moves to counter Starlink's military applications with cutting-edge satellite disruption methods spotlight the pivotal role of space that would play in a Taiwan Strait conflict. This month, the South China Morning Post reported that Chinese scientists have developed a method to target SpaceX Starlink satellite constellation, and that simulates a space operation that could approach nearly 1,400 Starlink satellites with 12 hours using only 99 Chinese satellites. So it looks like they looked at a lot of the things that were going on in the Ukraine war when Elon was providing them with like internet service and capabilities. But what I'm seeing is that they not only were using these satellites for internet service and tracking, it looks like it was used in the war for like, I don't know if it's necessarily reconnaissance or even if it were used, if they like gave these things some sort of munitions and they're being used as weaponry.
Oh.
What I'm seeing though is that the fact that China is putting so much emphasis on this is that it kind of ties in with the whole Elon being so heavily involved with government right now because he is the proprietor of SpaceX, obviously.
Right.
The whole giving these resources to Ukraine in a time of need to give them a leg up against Russia. It looks like the government and SpaceX may be in bed together with developing this new technology. We have spoken on here before about the Trident space laser. We've gone over the Dragon laser.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
We are entering a new age of fighting wars.
I mean,
and it's terrifying.
Drones for sure.
It's terrifying. So the drones, brother, don't even get me started. If something comes out this Saturday, there will be an extra episode of this podcast. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, because there's a thing.
Yep, there's supposed to be some stuff that Congress is going to be discussing about the drones and about disclosure about some of this alien stuff. And I know it sounds crazy when I say that, but we're going to have to come to terms with the fact that something is real. Something is happening.
There's some real stuff out here.
There's been some real sightings.
The Iranian mothership.
Yeah, I did. We're talking about the drone queen that could let out bots. This is new shit. If we were to tell our grandparents about this, they wouldn't even be able to fathom that. And I feel like we're having a difficult time even fathoming it now, and we've been privy to some of this technology, but we're targeting satellites with satellites. We're shooting drone motherships that let out drones and do reconnaissance and could potentially drop munitions on. We have lasers that can target planes and drones and knock them out of the sky. It's not just AK-47s and 9mm.
I mean, that stuff. They ain't gonna be people on the ground fighting wars.
No. It's not just going to be rockets that we send across the seas. That shit's done.
I mean, not to mention cyber warfare. Shut down electric grids, shut down banks, shut down the internet.
Yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily gonna kill anybody,
but it can cause a lot of logistical problems.
Yeah.
You shut the power off to a whole area. I mean, that's a very debilitating thing.
I agree that it would be debilitating, could crash economies and everything. But I am definitely more concerned with like the loss of human life. If we look at the death tolls that have surfaced from the conflicts that are going on currently, the Israeli-Palestinian thing, the Ukraine-Russian thing, people are using lives and they are not using weapons even near the grade that we are talking about here when we talk about satellites, being able to take satellites, lasers, drones. like if these things are possible, like the death toll could be crazy, and the loss of human life is really what kind of just like is sobering for me.
Well, dude, I think I talked about this already, but I saw a video online, like a simulation video about like drone swarms like hitting a large crowded area.
Okay,
that shit is terrifying. Like you're just like, imagine you're in an outdoor festival and there's a drone swarm of like 400 drones that just come in with like guns on them, and you're in a fucking field. AI control. What, you can't shoot them down. They have guns. You're in a goddamn field. What are you supposed to do? You can't outrun them. They're fucking drones. Like,
it's literally turning into Terminator 2, man. It's turning into Terminator.
I mean, but they just ain't walking. They flying.
Terminator didn't think big. They didn't think outside the box.
Like, that is insane. Or like, yeah, like, or gets inside a building. Like, you're trapped in a building and there's drones. Like, what are you supposed to do, man? Like, oh my God, that's insane. Fly it in like a basketball stadium. Like, brother, dude, that's creepy.
I just remember when we were like, Boston Dynamics doesn't want to put guns on their spot robot. And now we're here, man.
Dude.
Now we're here.
But
this also, what does this tell you also when we talk about China targeting Starlink? So that means is that China and Starlink do not have the same relationship. Now, I know that Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, dictator, whatever you want to call him, I don't know, is he has a relationship with Trump that was better than what he had.
Yeah, because I think they said the vice president of China or something is coming to his inauguration or something. Like something like wild like that. I was like, what? Like,
yeah. So I mean, I don't really have any.
I don't know much about that. I thought I read it. Maybe I was wrong. But
no, I mean, it's fine. I don't really have a feel about that. Like, I don't care about us being diplomatic to other countries because I think that a lot of the conflict is kind of bullshit anyway. Well, like, wars are fought kind of over bullshit. Like, if you,
it's deeper than the war. Like, yeah, there's
exactly. It's deeper than that. It's a
lot of posturing and like.
But like the fact that they are like posturing for a potential war kind of makes me think that one could potentially be on the horizon.
Talking about like taking Taiwan back, and we protect Taiwan because of whatever, and like it's that whole like it's like the same thing with Russia and Ukraine. Like Russia thinks they own Ukraine, and Ukraine's like, no, you don't. And then we're like, we're friends with Ukraine, so we got to protect them. And then, like, same thing with Taiwan. Like, hey, we're buddies, but we own them. And you're like, no, you don't.
It's all over money is really what it is, man. It's crazy how we're willing to kill, like, thousands of people over a couple dollars. And when I look at some of these, like, border wars, those are the most problematic. Now, the Israel-Palestinian thing is a little bit different, but a lot of these border wars are... Yeah. It's over money and it's over UAPs, and let's just keep it a buck. Yeah, it's over technology.
Dude, all I know is that I don't like war to begin with. Like when it was just like planes and missiles. No. Like the fact that like they could just like shut down my bank. You know, with like a cyber crime or something, you know.
This motherfucker he's worried about not getting to his paycheck.
No, but like if they
you could be dead.
No, but what I mean is like, but I think like it's not going to be about just killing people. It's more traumatic. I mean, like, yeah, destroying shit is whatever for like war, but if you can like cause civil unrest for like giant parts of the country, that's so much more impactful than just like shooting a missile into somewhere. Like, because, that kills people and it causes whatever. But if you can cause the people to create their own chaos and start rioting and all that kind of shit.
That's the long con to me.
Yeah, it's
brother.
Like the long, like.
I feel you, that's the long con, but I feel like perseverance is not like, it's not a straight line. If you can persevere through that, you'd be good. But if you're dead, you'll never see your bank account again.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like, take a city like Austin. There's 1 million people plus here. You shut down all the electric or shut down the internet or like something.
With a laser.
Yeah, with a laser, whatever.
Everybody dies.
Stuff's going to start with get out of here with a laser, space laser. Space laser. That's why we have a Space Force. Like, people mock Space Force. You wouldn't start a Space Force if you didn't think a Space Force might be necessary.
Yeah, you wouldn't start Arrow if you didn't think that the UAPs weren't an issue. I mean, let's not even talk. You don't even know about Arrow, Jonas. I want people at home to do their own research. Search up Arrow, which is a government-funded. operation to discuss these issues that are going on in the country and around the world.
When they do the congressional hearing and we got the proof.
Yeah, we did.
I know. I want to hear about it. Let's do a whole.
We already got the proof. It's out there. It's on YouTube. Look it up. They said it. They were like, "Oh, this shit's real." And they were like, "Yeah." They were like, "All right, well, let's talk in a skiff." Where it's basically like a room where none of that information gets out. It's already been discussed. They're going to keep discussing it. China's had congressional meetings on it. All the world is aware.
Okay. I feel you.
But the ones over Jersey are not the drones you're looking for.
All right, okay.
The ones that disappear and look like jellyfish and swim through the air, the ones that look like little Nutrigrain bullets that zip off at freaking the speed of sound, those are the ones you got to worry about. The other ones, that's just China.
Okay.
I think we're in a conflict right now.
Probably.
I think we
remember
are.
the weather balloons that were floating over come on, yo.
I think we're in a conflict right now, and they just lying to us, man. I really hate the fact that we have to be lied to.
Well, they said China hacked the treasury and got into government computers and there's behind the scenes cyber warfare going on, man.
We are in a conflict. I'm almost yeah.
Anyways, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Go to crazytown.com and subscribe for Jonas.
TNT.
Oh, yeah.